Hi, my name's Madeline Depford, and this is my presentation on why I feel voting in a democracy is important. In this presentation, I'm going to give you three arguments as to why I feel voting in a democracy is important. In argument one, I feel that you get an opinion on who you think is best in office. People fought for the right to vote in order to have a say in who runs and who is put into office. Black men weren't allowed to vote until the 15th Amendment was passed on February 3rd, 1870, according to the National Archives and Records Administration. Women fought for equal rights, and on August 18th, 1920, when the 19th Amendment was passed, women were given the right to vote. Before the amendment was passed for women to be able to vote, there were campaigns, along with many other battles, for this amendment to be passed, such as parades were held and rallies were held to raise awareness to the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony and Stanton and Mott were some of the more known activists to bring light to this topic, as said by the editors at history.com. Before the 15th and 19th Amendments were passed, only white men over the age of 21 were allowed to vote. And here are some pictures of people protesting their right to vote and would like the amendments to be passed. In argument two, I believe people don't vote because they feel that their opinion doesn't matter. In an article called "Participating in a Democracy," U.S. citizens vote for who they think will represent what they believe in. Finding a leader who supports the citizens' interests when it comes to this is very important, especially when you are voting for something that is extremely important as finding somebody to be put into office. Lately, people have been avoiding voting because of the 2020 election that took place, with talk of all the voting fraud and mail-in ballots that they found scattered on the street uncounted. People think the election is rigged or their vote won't count, again, reflecting back on the 2020 election. You may think your vote doesn't matter, but if joined together by a county or a state, you could win the electoral vote. So the person you're voting for will win that state in a full. Your vote is secure and safe, so no one will know who you are voting for, and the voting officials have taken many safeguards to prevent voter fraud. Here are some pictures of people voting, and at the end of voting, you get a fun sticker. So why wouldn't you want to vote? In argument three, I will be talking about how there are so many ways to vote for convenience. If you are unable to go to the polls, there are many other ways to vote for convenience, so it's easier to vote. You can apply for an absentee ballot if you are unable to vote locally, according to the vote.pa.gov website. Some people are even granted the right to vote early if they are unable to make it on the voting days, such as mail-in ballots, drop boxes. Voters can deliver ballots before the election day. The boxes are under 24-hour surveillance and are safely guarded, so nobody can get into them. And as for my ending statement, in an article written by the National Geographic Society, they state that participating in an election is one of the key freedoms of American life. Many countries do not get the same freedoms we do. We get the right to vote, and I feel that it is very important to exercise that right to vote, because it never used to be that way in America. It was always, this person is in charge, this person is what we go by, this is the leader. But whenever we started voting for president back in the 1800s, everything changed, and that's when we got given the right to vote. In a conclusion, this is why I feel that voting in a democracy is important, because we are given this right. Why don't we use it? And then in my final slide, there are more pictures, so be sure to exercise your right to vote, is my works cited page. I used the vote.pa.gov website, I used the National Geographic website, I used a PDF website, as well as history.com, and that is where I got all of my information from. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.